Have you ever thought about life in a desert area? An arid place with suffocating heat, hostile geography, extreme temperatures, and scarce resources.
It's all about freshness, freshness of life. Maybe it's all about the beautiful, shiny, and constantly changing colors of our dreams. And the soft and pleasing breeze that flows through the branches and leaves of these trees.
We don't have it in our country, so for us it's like a new thing. It's an invention, I think, especially here as it's very hot in the summer or during the year. I think it works properly this way.
Fantastic piece of engineering, showing wonderful expertise from Iran.
Well, I was very interested to know how this air conditioning system works, because my father works for a company in Belgium that makes cooling systems, but they make mechanical devices over there, and these are natural.
You experience, in the hot desert, something completely, different. It was a really wonderful experience, and I was impressed by the engineering and the architecture.
City of Yazd is undoubtedly a living museum that holds in every corner a precious architectural treasure. The countless historical houses of Yazd show the importance of this ancient city, which may soon become the first Iranian city registered as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. The inhabitants of this land tried to use everything they had to master the hard character of the desert and create magnificent works of art for future generations. One of the architectural wonders of this city is undoubtedly the wind tower or wind catcher. In Farsi, they are called badgir. An example of how people use their imaginations and creativity to overcome obstacles.
دو شاهکار بزرگ ایرانیان من فکر کنم در زندگی شهرنشینی رو باید یکی رو قنات دونست که آب رو از دل کوه میکشونه و به شهر میاره و یکی هم بادگیر. خب این ابتکاری که به وجود اومده برای ایجاد یک زندگی و ایجاد یک تحرک تو دل کویر این بسیار جذابه، مخصوصا از دید گردشگران. یزد امروز با بادگیر شناخته میشه.
بادگیر در این اقلیم یک تدبیر معمارانه است. یک بخشی از این خونه‌های اقلیم گرم و خشک کویریه. بادگیر در واقع یک سازه است روی این خونه‌ها برای تهویه منزل در زمانهایی که هوا گرم باشه.
To start our journey in the world of inventions of our ancestors, we arrive at the Persian garden of Dawlatabad to discover the jewel that it holds inside.
Dawlatabad Garden in Yazd, which is more than 250 years old, is one of the most famous Persian gardens in the world. The garden has an element which makes it very significant, a great contributor to its famousness, and that is a wind catcher. The tallest wind catcher in the world. No joke, it's about 34 meters. It's a multi-directional wind catcher with 8 sides. It pretty much catches every wind, no matter where it blows from.
The building and the garden were built in 1750 as the residence of the Persian king Karim Khan Zand. The tower was rebuilt after a collapse occurred in the 60s. The tower still performs the function of ventilation and air circulation inside the building.
یکی از ویژگی‌های اینه که بر صورت ساخت بادگیرها به تناسب وضع معیشتی، وضع اقتصادی خانوارها یا بادگیرهای بزرگی هستند، بادگیرهای پرشبکه هستند که میتونن باد بهتری بیان، بادگیرهای مرتفع‌تری هستند، بادگیرهای فرازمند برای خانواده‌های به اصطلاح با مکنت و با ثروت اونها بوده، نوعی افتخار هم می‌کردن البته، و بادگیرهایی که ما بهش من گفتم بادگیر فروتن، بادگیر خانه‌هایی که با امکانات اقتصادی کمتری داشتن و بادگیرهای کوچکتر و با کارکرد محدودتری البته.
The wind tower or badgir is neither more nor less than natural air conditioning, without plugs and mechanical devices. They can have several vents, from 1 to 8 on each side, where the wind enters and goes down the tower to the home, where it sucks the air up from inside of the rooms. If you stop just below one of them, you feel a permanent breeze of fresh air, especially during the extremely hot days of summer. Its design and aesthetic form provide an example of architecture in harmony with traditional society and the environment. The construction of a wind catcher depends on the direction of the airflow in that specific area. If the wind tends to blow from one side, it is constructed as a unidirectional wind catcher, facing against the wind direction.
بادی از طرف شمال همیشه میاد. این باد شمال همیشه باد خنک. در میب و در اقلیمی که ما هستیم، بادگیرها همه در سمتی شکل گرفتن که بتونه این باد شمال را جذب بکنه. باد و در واقع میشه گفت که به نوعی این تدبیر معمارانه روی سیمای شهر و روی اصولاً فضای شهر اثر گذاشته. همه رخسار شهر اینجا به سمت باد شمال هست.
Throughout the centuries and in different regions emerged several types of badgirs, with 1, 2, 4, or even 5 towers, to direct the wind down into the buildings and structures. The reasons for having several wind towers for one structure could be technical, cultural, or just to please the eyes of visitors. The 5 wind towers in the famous Amir Chakmak Square in Yazd are certainly among the ones that mesmerize you.
During history, water has been always a critical element in human lives. Many parts of our country, Iran, are considered arid or semi-arid areas, which makes water a precious resource in those areas. Because of that, Iranians, and specifically people of those areas, including Yazd, had to come up with some sort of technology to store this water, to keep it fresh, cold, and pure, so it would be drinkable.
This is the dome of a traditional water reservoir called Ab-Anbar, which can store water at very low temperatures during the summer. Badgirs provide ventilation to prevent water from rotting.
بناهای دیگه که کارکرد دیگه داشتن مثل آب-انبارها، یه بادگیرهای جوری دیگه دور مخزن آب-انبارها معمولا 1 2 3 4 با چند بادگیر دور این مخزن طراحی می‌شده که آب-انبار رو خنک کنه. شما در یزد آب-انبار 6 بادگیری هم دیدید ولی آب-انبارها غالبا با 4 بادگیر یا با 2 بادگیر تهویه میشن.
The weather situation in Yazd can be pretty harsh during certain times of a year. That's probably why Yazdi people wanted to build tiny little paradises inside their houses. This paradise has different elements, including waterways, water fountains, ponds, lots of trees, plants, and last but not least, the wind catcher.
The wind towers have become a formal symbol and recognition of the city of Yazd. By using one of the cleanest sources of energy with zero pollution, wind catchers have made Yazd one of the most sustainable and eco-friendly cities in Iran. Today, wind catchers are everywhere in Yazd. They are decorating and cooling down places like water reservoirs, houses, Persian gardens, and caravanserais.
Yazd definitely has one of the best skylines in Iran. If you ever visit this city, I would highly recommend climbing up one of these historical buildings to have a perfect view of this adobe city, to see all the beautiful domes, minarets, and of course wind catchers.
Some people go beyond the rooftop. They fly and they go way up in the sky to see Yazd and its wind towers from a different angle.
از بچه‌ای که تو این کوچه‌ها قدم می‌زدم، بازی می‌کردم، همیشه وقتی روی پشت بوم‌ها می‌رفتم می‌دیدم که عجب منظره خاصی رو من می‌تونم توی این شهر با استفاده از ارتفاعی که توی اون پشت بوم هست ببینم. خب بر حسب علاقه‌ای که تو این زمینه به وجود اومد برای من و آشنایی که با این وسایل داشتم، شاید میشه گفت چندین سال پیش اولین بار که یه بادگیر رو از طریق درون، از طریق پهپاد یا هلیکم تونستم ببینم، دیدم که واقعا معماری خیلی قشنگی داره.
I certainly agree with Daniel that the Badgirs in Yazd have magnificent views from the architectural viewpoint. Shahryar Azimi for Iran.